Hello everyone and welcome to Legendary Tales. My name is Artify. Now this is going to be a playthrough series. We're going to see how far we can get with the dungeon. We are going to create a new character today. As you can see, I've got quite a few characters already. So we are going to basically create a new character. We're not going to do permadeath this time around. We might do a permadeath run as well. But for now, I think we are going to just be quite a well-balanced character with points in each one of these. So we got, actually no, we need to, intellect we can have as a +5, that is fine. We are going to create our character. You can see level 1, we're in the Abbey. We are in floor 1. We need to get all the way. So floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then obviously we've got the final floor over there. So this is going to be basically going to be a playthrough of this game. It is absolutely amazing. I'm having so much fun playing it. I would recommend, if you do not have this game in your library. Oh, and I just threw my sword there for no apparent reason. We're going to take this. We're going to remove that. Definitely going to take that. Now, where did I throw my sword? Now, that is a good question. Well, I lost my sword. That is going to be a problem. Not really, though. Because what will happen is it will go into our inventory, into our stash. Yeah, I think I threw that sword. That it is absolutely missing. Well, what a way to start the game. Okay, that's not a problem. What we'll do is we will then use the dagger in the meantime until we get a better weapon. So, yeah. Welcome back to Legendary Tales, people. This is an amazing, absolutely amazing game. Oh, actually, there we go. It actually did pick it up. There we go. So we did not lose our, as I said earlier, it did not lose it. So we actually have our sword again. I just not reverse grip wield it because that is going to be a problem. We are going to head straight into the dungeon. We'll come back to the merchants eventually, but right now we don't really need that too much. We're going to see if we can clear the first floor within part 1 of this series. Oh, there we go. Now, what I've learned is that every dungeon time you come into this dungeon, it is different. So your mileage may vary from time you enter. Now, and also practice does make perfect. And again, I would recommend breaking each and every barrel, box, and pot that you can get, because you're going to grab stuff like this. You can see it does add a little bit of armor to us. So we've equipped that. You get quite a bit of gold from this as well, and every level that you get, the more gold you're going to earn. And gold is going to play a very valuable part later on in the game, especially when it comes to getting better equipment if you can't find it. Now we've got some basic protection. This is very good for the beginning, and again we just want to break as much as possible while we can, because you might just be surprised with what you find. So we got some of that action going, which is the mana and the health. Oh, and that is a executioner sword, which is a two-handed sword. Not really worth going for at this point. We're a little bit too weak for that. Now we can parry as well, which is fantastic. Now these little goblin things are super easy to take down, especially if they're alone, but if they come into a group, it might become a little bit difficult. But for now, we've got two routes. We can go either that way or we can go down. I would go down first. Again, like I mentioned, we're just going to break everything. I got another shield. Now, again, this game does have an inventory system as well, which is pretty unique. As if I go into my inventory, you can see we actually have our skill points there. We've got 2 armor. We got 0 protection against, well, almost 0 physical, fire, ice, lightning, and dark protection. We haven't leveled up anything. You can see our strength is going up because we're using strength-based weapons. You can see this is our... Oh, let's just get rid of this little bugger. Okay, so you can see we've got quite a bit of inventory space, which is not too bad, but don't worry, if you have full inventory and you can't pick up any more items, everything that you do find or break with the little crystals will go to your stash at the end of the day. Again, we're just gonna break all the barrels. And again, we just want to parry as much as possible. We don't want to lose health. And you see, we can do hard parries as well. And dismember people as well. Zombie skeletons and whatnot as well. Oh, we got another one. Oh, that actually did quite a bit of damage to us. And you can also use the pommel of your weapon to bash them. Now this is our first magic item, which is fantastic, which gives us +2 with luck. So we do drop a little bit of defense, but the luck is going to be much more useful for us. Now you can see we got these little things over here. In the tutorial, this basically gives you like a little wisp, and this gives us basically like a checkpoint basically to see where we already have been, although it does take a little bit of health, which is not the end of the world. In the beginning stages, it's not the end of the world. You can kind of get away with it by doing that to make sure that you've cleared the way already. Again, breaking as much barrels as you can. Now what's cool is you can actually use the point of your sword to press buttons if you really wish to do so. Now again, and also the bodies do disappear after a while, which is good, so it doesn't lag up the game too much. And also the tables are breakable. Not sure why you would do that, but yeah, it is destructible objects. Again, you can see with that little health that we picked up, we did regain some health, which is fantastic. And this is just a dead end. Now you're going to run into a lot of dead ends in this game. Don't let that discourage you. This map is, well, this dungeon is absolutely enormous. And I really like the way they did the graphics in this game and the physics and everything, as mentioned with my honest review. I'll link the card up in the description as well as put up a card. Now we can go this way. We can see we've got a bit of a deadbeat zombie there. Well, skeleton. He is not going to be too much of a threat to us as this one, and we just leveled up our strength a little bit. And yes, your shield can do damage as well, which is fantastic. Now again, we got some ways that we can still go. See, this is where we entered. Now the point becomes, which way do we go first? Do we go up? Normally this is just a boss area. Down there should be a chest. So we're gonna activate this one. We're gonna fight these little crittens. They've got a unique mechanic, where if you bash them hard enough, they kind of go all over the show. Come on, there we go. Now, your playstyle may vary from mine. I prefer sword and shield, and sometimes I prefer to use magic, but we did level up, so we can put it into vitality, wisdom, or luck. I would go for the first 5 levels into vitality, because that is going to help you quite a lot. If you're a mage character, I would suggest go into your intellect as well as your wisdom for more mana. And then we can get to our skills, which is the skill tree over here. So you see we've got 3 perk points. Just make sure that there's no enemies around us. Now, your skills are broken down to magic, ability, and traits. Now, for traits, you have Gallant, Gusty, Loner, and Shy. So for example, this will give you hold weapon with both hands. Enemy has been hard parried. So this will basically give you some half sorting as well. Hard parrying is easier. Condition hold weapon with both hands, so you see there is requirements for this. Gusty is more melee weapon. Again, just read through them. But for now, we want to go to ability, we want to go to strength. And you also have secondary skills as well, which is good. So you can see you get +6 per 1 vitality for HP. So, and there's an enemy over there. You can do parry with hands, and also MP for mana if you are a mage character. But for now, we want to go and put some strength into our strength, which we can do there. And you can see our condition is a heavy attack. But for this, we want to go sword and axe effect. We can go there, we can learn that. And again, there's multiple levels to each of these. So you can see that I need strength 10 in order to level up that one. And then for secondary, we want to go for a little bit more HP. So we can do that. You can see we went up quite a significant amount. And also, let us just heal in the meantime as well, and then take on this enemy. Now, damage at the end is going to become quite valuable at the end of the day, because if you're overwhelmed by enemies, you kind of want to kill them as quickly as possible. And we just got another bow, which is fantastic for when you want to level up dex. And we are taking some, and that is why we want HP, so we don't just immediately die. And again, break all the barrels. Every single one of them. You can also use your hands to pick up the barrels and break them, but I just find smashing them with the sword is a lot easier. You can also do it with the bow if you want to go that route. Now, there are unique items also. On my level 33 character, I've got a unique bow, which is pretty damn awesome, because it basically has like a little shield thing on it, which makes defending and parrying with the shield. Oh, hello. Come on, which way are you going to attack? Parry and... take his arm off while we're at it. And again, grab all the gold that you can get, because that is going to make life so much easier for you at the end of the day. And you can see we did level up to level 7, and we got still 1 attribute point left, which we're going to keep. We don't want to overspend our attribute points at this point in time. And also, if you do smooth turning, you're going to have to contend with accidentally pressing the menu button or opening the inventory, which is a bit of a pain, but you'll get used to it. I wish they would do a little bit more of a gesture-based menu system, which is going to make life much easier. But again, also this game is still early access. Another magic item, which is that which we're not going to use. Now, you can sell your loot at the traders. There's like a little forge area where you can sell your items for gold. And like I said, we'll do that a bit later if we finish floor 1. Then we'll have at least a good amount of gold to sell for some better equipment, which is going to be fantastic, because currently we are using in an MMO standpoint, we're using common items at this point, where blue would be your uncommon. Oh, ow. Okay, he's dead. Also, good idea to keep in mind is where you're coming from and where you're going in this like labyrinth type thing. You see, there's a lot of dead ends within this maze. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. Okay, so we came from that way, so we could have literally just gone straight. Oh, that I just did myself there. Okay. This is also a dead end. Yeah, that's just a dead end, so we can just turn back and go a different route now as well. It's good to explore the whole dungeon. You're gonna get some good loot sometimes you're not gonna be so lucky. So we know now this area is cleared, we've got our waypoint. We can now proceed to the next one, which was this way. Now we can take our little... Now you see we've also got multiple ways up there, so we're just gonna wait for this goblin. Okay, we leveled up again. Again, you're gonna have to practice your parrying skills because it is gonna be worth it in the end. You're gonna lose a lot of health if you don't learn how to parry. Again, we got that. There's no other enemies. Oh, there's one. Now, in later stages, you're gonna encounter archers as well. Now, just take it slow. Combat is... Again, go for the neck. Neck always important because then you can actually start getting some easy kills. And again, we're just gonna smash all the pots, grab what we can. And with that, we've actually made a significant amount of gold. I mean, we start off with a base of 300 gold, which is not too bad to begin with, but yeah, the more gold you get, the better. Oh, hello. Didn't even see you there, my friend. Come on. And yeah, they will kind of taunt you like that as well, and then they've got cues for... Come on. Is our inventory full? No, our inventory's not full. And for some odd reason... There we go. That was a bit weird that we couldn't actually pick that up. Now again, good idea to always go explore. I know that's a dead end, but sometimes with the way this dungeons is generated, there might sometimes be a ladder that you can go up against there as well. Come on. And also, having the high ground does make a big difference. You can see it's very... Oh, there we go. Did we actually level up again? Yes, we did. So we want to put another point, again, like I said, 5 points in vitality, and then go for the secondary skill that you want to go for. Now again, we did level up strength level 8. We got some more skill points, but that's fine. We're not going to be worried too much about that. Now there are quite a few enemies in a room like this. Again, like I said, just take it nice and slow. Try to get enemies as individually as possible, because getting surrounded is the easiest way to get killed in this game. Now, it's not to worry if you do die. You can always come back with new weapons and whatnot, but I would highly recommend just trying to parry as much as possible and staying alive. And another axe. And you can see also it's got attributes as well. So enemies cannot recover HP for 2 seconds, damage increased on blunt attacks. So we're not going to go for the axe just yet. I'm looking for a sword because I kind of like the sword. Swords are pretty cool. Especially on later levels when you can get like the arming sword. It's a little bit longer reach, a little bit more nimble. As long as he doesn't spot us, we should be fine. Now again, also try to not to overextend yourself with your attacks, because the more you attack, or the quicker you attack, the less damage you do. So there is like I think a 1 or 2 second time to wait for an effective attack. Oh. As you can see, by attacking too quickly, you do lose a bit. Again, going for the neck is always a good option. Now that is an elite enemy. We're not going to face him just yet. We're going to make sure that we are well prepared for him. Now he's got more HP, and also he hits very hard. He hits like a truck. So let's heal up. You can see our mana and our HP over there. We're just going to take this very slow. We're going to block his attacks and attack as much as possible. Now again, he does hit. Oh. Okay, this is bad. This is very bad for us. We are on half health. We're just gonna take it nice and slow. Oh. Now they... Oh, ow. Oh. That was... And they always drop two items, whether it be magic or not. Oh, that was crazy. You don't want... Come on. Is our inventory full now? Yeah, our inventory's full, so we can't pick up any more items. Again, like I said, breaking the barrels, you might get a little bit more health recovery from that. Now, again, it's not guaranteed. Oh, that was close. What are you gonna give me? Common. Okay, we're not ready to go there yet. Man, that was a bit of a tough one. There's no full damage, thankfully, which I'm very thankful for. And always sometimes there's a lock gate up here as well, down here. And there's almost always enemies, as you can see. And again, we just want to play it nice and slow. And again, ooh. Okay, now we can actually drop that and actually grab this. This is quite a good weapon to use. It's got a bit more reach, which is fantastic. And also does a tiny bit more damage. Again, you'll never know what you find if you don't break the stuff. Oh, health. That is much needed. Much needed. And that is a plate helmet. Again, we can't pick up any more items, so we're just gonna let that go into our inventory. Gold on the other end, if you find gold in these mana and health orbs, by all means you can still pick them up. Again, I would highly recommend picking up everything that you can, because good lord, we need it. I don't think there's any more enemies down here, which is fine. But now we can basically just break all the pots. Now also there are some rooms that look very similar to the end room, but They are actually traps, which is something you need to look out for. I actually made the mistake once, thought, oh, this is an end area. Meanwhile, I hit myself into a trap and I got killed. Now, if we can clear the enemies before then, again, sometimes the traps spawn the enemies after you activate it. But the rewards are well worth it. Okay, so we've cleared this area, so now we can just head up again and go to the other side. But again, like I mentioned in my review, the detail, I mean, you can look at the dents and the scratches on the weapons. It actually looked like it's been used, which is phenomenal. Okay, now we're just gonna try and lure them in one by one. And sometimes if they get low enough, you can just execute them like that. Now, I hope we don't get into another elite enemy, because that is going to be problematic, because we don't have any health potions, so to speak. You can buy them, they just cost a lot of gold to fill up. And more gold. Oh. Now we can see there are 3 enemies over there. There's a way out there. So we are going to just go like this, break everything that we can. Now you see, this is what I'm talking about with the dungeons are huge. Now the thing is, what we can do, especially when it's when it's enemies like that, you can actually drop that. We can actually go to our magic, and we're gonna learn that. We're gonna equip it in both hands, open our magic tab, grab them. Now in the beginning it does take 2 bolts to kill an enemy, so trying to take them out from a range is beneficial in the beginning. As you can see, we leveled up some of the managed intellect, which is fantastic. Because again, you don't want to be overwhelmed by enemies, so switching out different playstyles is the way to go. So you can see how quickly we actually took them out with the magic. Now that might be a mimic. Now there's another enemy type in the game. Come on. And off with your head. A quick way to see if it's an enemy is by using mimic is by using magic, and you can see, yes, it is a mimic. Always make sure if it's a mimic or not. That is rule number 1. And again, you'll get lucky eventually by getting better weapons and whatnot. Again, beginning stages, you're not always going to be so lucky. And again, we're going to pop another one into vitality to make sure that we've got a bit more survivability. And again, that might be another mimic, but we'll see. Indeed, it was another mimic. Always a good idea to always double check. Now again, we're gonna use a little bit of health. Actually, we can actually kill these guys with magic. make our life a little bit easier. Now we can go up, or we can go explore a little bit. I think let's go explore a little bit more. See what we can find. Oh, okay, so we can go that way, which we're not gonna go just yet. We're gonna go... Oh, no. Later stages, you're actually gonna get more advanced magic, which is gonna be amazing. Which is going to make life so much more easier for you at the end of the day. Again, like I mentioned earlier, break everything. Now the climbing mechanic is... I can actually get rid of the bow because we're not going to use that right now. Let's heal up our... So you have mana and you've got health potions which you can use. Right, there we go. Now you got 3 slots that you can put weapons in. You can have one at your back, 2 on the side, or you can have your shield on the side. Which is what I would... Oh, hello. That was a bit unexpected. Give me this shield. It does give us... Now we can always go up, but it's pointless because the gate's locked up there and I have no idea how to open that. So for now, we're just going to drop down again. And we are actually going to go backtrack a little bit, because there is another route, well, 2 different routes that we could take still. We can go left and we can right, and actually there's another one at the back. So again, we're just going to clear this dungeon right real quick. And again, you're going to get into rooms like that where it is going to be just a normal dead end. More health. And another dead end with another. Shield bashing, very useful for killing enemies as well. I would highly recommend using sword and shield. Or if you really want to go that route, is having magic in one hand and a dagger or a sword in the other. But since we can't do anything with that now, we're gonna head back. And we're going to head down that other route and see what we can find. That's probably another trap room. It is at the end of the day, you will see that sometimes you get rooms like this that looks like this, which will either lead you towards a boss or lead you towards a trap, which we'll see now. Yeah. So this is one of the trap rooms. This is what I'm talking about. You can see the skeletons are in here of people who tried it. So what I would recommend, opening it, do not and you can see they're starting to come up. Now you can't damage them yet. I would recommend taking out them first. And again, shield bashing is your friend. Woo! You can see there's archer here as well, which is easy enough to take down. They're fairly weak. You've got a shield, you can actually block their... You can actually block their arrows, which is fantastic. Now don't get overwhelmed or stressed out with this trap room. You're gonna find plenty of them. I'm just gonna pull that down and we're gonna exit. Now the reason I chose the bigger shield is you can see if I just bring it up, I move a bit slower, but I've got more protection to where it actually counts. And again, you got a sprint action as well. But now we can continue. And if all goes well, the end of the dungeon is going to be right ahead of us. Well, the first floor, actually. Not the dungeon itself. Now we can just, again, go forward. And again, what I really like about this fact is that we actually have the little waypoints to show where we've been, where we haven't been yet. So it does help a lot. Again, does take a little bit of health, but that's the price you pay for progress. As far as I know, we need to head this way. Yes. Again, we can activate this waypoint. And again, because there's quite a few enemies, we can take them out with magic. Just to make our lives a little bit easier at the end of the day. And again, good practice to always just break the stuff to see what you can find. Now, especially when there's a lot of enemies, I would recommend using either ranged or magic. I would highly recommend that because in a room like the other one, it's not recommended. And you can see we out of mana, so we just have to use a mana potion. You can see they are quite tough. They can actually take a beating. These things are totems, which I would recommend try to break as quickly as possible if there's no enemies around. Now let's see what you give us. You give us damage to attacker when player is hit. Thank you. We're definitely going to take that. And again, we're just going to break every single barrel that we can find. Okay, so that gives us nothing. Okay, so this area is fairly easy enough because we can kind of bait them out a little bit. Each one individually. Again, if it's individual enemies, it's not the end of the world. And again, like I said, shield bashing for the win. Much easier to take them out with the shield. And always make sure you pick up everything. Everything that you humanly can carry. Yeet! And again, here we go. What are you gonna give us? Another shitty shield. And we got mana back. Fantastic. Now here we go. This would be the end. Yeah, you can see it's the end due to the fact that there's a portal at the end. Again, you can see there's skulls and whatnot. Again, you don't have to worry about this being a trap room. This is the end of the first floor. You will get a reward by opening the chest. This will never be a mimic, so you don't have to worry. And you can see we got a gold item. Now what is it going to give us? It's going to give us an axe. This gives us is a strength weapon. It gives us 2 intellect, parry damage, mana recover after each kill, and increased slashing damage. So we can actually go with the axe for now, because you know what? It is a better weapon than we've got. You will get to an area like this as soon as you go through the portal. And then it really doesn't matter which of these you stand on. This is a 4-player co-op, so everyone will have to stand in this. You can play it single player if you want to. We just stand on it for a little bit and it will teleport us again to floor 2. Now, it might take some time to load in. We are now on floor 2. We're going to open this, see what we can find. There is an enemy that side, which is fine. We're actually going to take our dagger, we're going to chuck it, we're going to take our axe, put it in, go to our magic, take our portal, we're going to open a portal to the exit, and we're out of there. So we're going to sell the loot that we got, going to empty our inventory, and also we're going to see the other merchant to see what she has to offer us. So again, that is where you get your potions, that's where you can get weapons and armor should you wish to. I would not highly recommend that. They don't usually sell good stuff, but here is where you sell the rest. Okay, see we got 2,174 gold. We can sell that for that amount. We can go back to our inventory. You can see we actually got quite a few drops. Select all, sell that. And now we are going to head over to the crystal trader. Now the crystal trader is, again, as soon as you enter, she's right at the back here. Now her stuff is a bit more expensive, as you can see. It's quite expensive, but you can get lucky. So for example, with the shield, we bought that for 1,000 and it actually gave us a gold, so we can open it. Now you can see we can discard that one, because this is a much better one. 12% of getting item crystals, 2 intellect, and damage increase on blunt attacks. So we got that. We can maybe take the armor as well. Again, also gold, fantastic. You can see that because it's now a gold item or a rare item, you can see it's got a M and an R for rare and magic. You can see better chance of getting magic items from crystal and punch damage plus luck. So we're gonna take that, and last but not least, we still have 1,000 gold, which we can't do anything with, which is fine at this point in time. So we can, again, as soon as we want to, we can head back, but we'll do that in part 2 for floor 2. And again, thank you guys for watching. If you do like the content, please leave a like and subscribe, and also leave a comment, and we'll take it from there. But for now, bye for now.